Hi everyone, this is Chris with Weaver Base Site. I wanted to give y'all an overview of the Caisson Weaver Base Site project file. It has a lot of features and there's a lot to go over, so just bear with me. I'll try to make this as quick as possible. So, what the project file is a base site for you to build upon. I've used this site to build all kinds of different websites for all kinds of different people. So, as you can see, this is the demo site for the Caisson project file. At the top you have the menu, and I've toggled all of the possible menu headers on, as well as the social media list, so that you can see just the different types of content and pages that you can have. The base site comes with a banner that is built with using impact and seams. This isn't necessary, but it's just to show you what is possible. And just by the way, the impacts and seams stacks, along with a few other stacks, are required if you want to utilize this functionality. But the site itself can be used without. It can be used just with Foundation 6, Total CMS. I highly recommend getting SEO Helper as you move along, because the Caisson project file absolutely integrates everything with Total CMS and SEO Helper. Okay, so if we were to just go ahead and scroll down the page, you'll see we have an About Us section here. This is a floating text with an image and is controlled in the admin area. I'll show you that in a little bit. The image can be on the left, the right, or above the text. It can be scaled down to be smaller, to allow more text, whatever layout you want, basically. And even the header here is controlled in the admin area as well. And you have an image here with as like a semi-parallax sort of effect. That's also controlled in the admin portal, along with this text and the services, whether or not they're shown. And then down here is the footer. It's a nice image with an overlay to show the hours of operation, contact with all the contact information, and then the social media icons as well. Alright, so let's hop over to the admin section. Okay, so I'm going to put in my passcode. And it will unlock and show the admin area. Okay, so this is a full-featured admin area. You have the logout button, you have a little support button down here, so that basically if you were to make this website for a client and you wanted to give the client the ability to send you support emails, then you can set this up to where they can type in their information and it will send you an email so that you can know if there are any issues going on with the website. And you have down here a settings button, which we'll go over in a second, and then the admin area where you can have, and then up here, this is a place for you to edit all the different content throughout the website. So this section right here consists of all the different blog lists, and then these corresponding plus signs are to get to the blog forms associated with the blog lists. And then up here, page content, each page that we saw up here, so homepage, about us, services, and so on, all have their own page content page for you to go and actually edit the content on the page. So if I were to click on, say, the home page, you can see here the different images that were shown in the banner section right here, as well as the banner subtext build upon this right here. This is just the site title, which is set in the settings menu. So if we scroll down, you see where this area with the floating text with the image is controlled. So right here I have mission statement, but this could be, like I said, about us. If you save it, come over here and refresh, now it says about us. And I'll just kind of show you real quick in the position options. So if I want the image to be on the right and say 33%, I'll save that, come over here, refresh, and there you go. So there's a lot to control with the back end in the admin portal. I'm just going to reset that back because I like the way it looks. Alright, moving on, section 2. And these sections are customizable to you. I just, set it up this way to kind of give you an idea of how I structure things, and just to make things easier for me. So here's that image. Like I said, you can toggle it on or off. And then above the services list, so if I scroll down, this is the services list, and this is that text above the services list. Maybe it's a description of your services, like a little blurb or something. And then down here, I have, you have the ability to turn the services on or off, so you can show them. So if you didn't want to show anything, you can just turn it off and delete the text, and none of it will show. And so each of these pages, home, about us, blog, all these different pages, has the page title. So if you can see up here, it says home, and the pipe symbol, and Caisson, the name of the website, and then project file. That's controlled here. So whatever you name this here, we'll name it up there. And then the page link title, this is what controls this. So here's your home page. I can change it to just home. Oops. Come back here, refresh, and now it's just home. And the page description, this is what will show up on Google searches, and when you want to share it to, like let's say that you want to share to social media, you click the share button, or you type in the link on Facebook, and then once you hit return, that nice image that is like a logo of the website with the text automatically populates. All that is controlled here in the page description. And then the page social share card as well. I didn't put one here, but you can have one, and I'll actually include a template for the social share cards as well. Each of these page descriptions and social share cards are unique to each page. So each page will have the ability to have its own unique thing. Alright, and so let's go to another page like let's go to the contact page. So one thing that's interesting for every single page is I've included this page info area, and I'll show you here where it shows up. So if I go to the contact page, so right now there's nothing here that's shown, but if I come over here and type in some text and save it, come back and reload, see how the text showed up underneath the header. That's just in case, you know, your client or you wants to add a quick blurb or some images or whatever, links to this section, and you don't want to have to go back and, you know, republish all your files. It's just another section for you to utilize if you want to. Here's the contact information that's controlled in the settings area, which I'll show in a second, and then a map. So this could be, you know, the location of whatever business you have. Right now I have it set to the Alamo just because I'm in San Antonio, Texas. Let's see, I'll show you. Here it is. So here's the Google Map code. All you have to do is go to Google Maps, get the embed code, and then I recommend, if you want this full width effect, to when you get the code, all you have to do is under width change whatever it is to 100%, and it should work. And then just to show you down here, page title, page link, page description, and social share card. Again, all unique to each page. So close that up. All right, now let me just show you a quick thing on the blog list. So if I click on services, it takes me to the services list, and it will show you all the different services that I have in my blog list. If I click on one of them, it takes me to the blog form. So here I'm able to edit whatever I need, and each form that comes with Caisson and other Weaver-based site project files has every single form element that you could possibly need. I included everything just in case you need it, and all you'd have to do is go through and change the header titles to be whatever you want. So, you know, if this was, say, an employee staff listing, you could, instead of extra content 2, it could say, you know, their resume or their qualifications or, you know, past experience, you know, whatever you want it to be. So yeah, you can see down here I've included all of them. And the order. So I personally like to order things not alphabetically. I prefer to have control over the order, so I have a system where I use the date to order things. So if I want something to be, you know, number 1, I'll pick whatever year it is, and I'll just do, you know, January 1st of 2021. That would be my first, you know, something like that. It just kind of helps me to keep things organized. And then, you know, up here, there's always a way for you to add a new post. So once you save this and you want to add something new, you just click that, and boom, you're at a new post page. So that is the different blog lists, and they're the same throughout all these different blog list and blog form pages. All right, now I want to show you the settings page. So here is the site-wide settings for the website. The site title, which is what shows up here at the top. So Caisson Weaver-based site project file, that is controlled right here. The site description is here, and all of these different things are injected into the SEO helper stacks as well. So this logo right here is actually what controls this logo here, this logo, the one down here in the footer, and various other places. So settings, contact info, this is what is controlling the footer contact information and the contact page information as well. And you can toggle these things on and off as you wish. And then the settings contact info for SEO. So this is all information that's injected into SEO helper. You have messaging info. This is where you can do that from address and to address with the names, and that is what will control what is sent to whom and where. And then social media, you can toggle these on and off, and then type in the corresponding page URLs and the names. Here are the hours of operation. Here's your cookie policy. You can change what the cookie text says. And then site components. These are all toggleable. That's a word. They are here so that you can turn on different features throughout the website. So let's say that you want to give the client the ability to, maybe turn off their blog for a little bit. If you click that, you see up here where it says blog. If I refresh the page, blog is gone. It's still there, but it's just not showing. So it's just a good way to control the content visibility throughout the website. And this is what I was talking about earlier with the footer background and the alternate footer logo. So right now I'm using their standard one, but if I were to turn that on and then come over here and refresh, scroll down, the logo is gone. But that's only because I haven't uploaded a new logo to replace it. So let's see, settings code. We have Google Tag Manager. You would paste in your head and body text code here. Google Analytics, Facebook Pixel. These put the code in the proper spot on the website so that you can track your visitors or your clicks or whatever you need to track. The settings color overrides. So let's say that you want to have a black background for the day. You come over here and we're going to just refresh, and now your background is black. Now note that here with the seams stack, it's still white. That's because the seam stack is controlled in the actual stack settings. But you get the idea of what's going on. If you leave these blank, it will just default to the project file colors, like so. Alright, and then settings password, you can change the password here, and then I have a sitemap submit. So this sitemap button will allow you to submit the sitemap. Okay. Let me just show you a couple of the other features in here that come with it. So, announcements. The announcements section is kind of cool. If you come over here and note the top here, there's nothing up there. But if I turn on the announcements, I can, maybe I can put on here deal of the week. And I'll just put in some text here. And I'll say save. Come over to the home page again, refresh, and now we have this cool button up here. It says deal of the week. If I click on it, it has a little light box that shows up and will show me my text. You can put videos and images and whatever else in there because it's HipWig, and it's just a nice little feature to give your clients an ability to turn on and off special announcements, or give them information that you think that they'll need. Right now, there's a lot of need for COVID information, and so you could put in here your COVID-19 protocols. Save that, and then when people come to your website, they can see this, and when they click on it, it may have a bunch of information about how your company is dealing with COVID. Another cool extra feature is the updates. Kind of like the announcements, it will do an announcement on the home page when you turn it on and have something set in the actual blog list. So right now I don't have any posts and it's turned off. So if I come over here to the website, to the home page, it doesn't show anything. But if I toggle it on and do a new post, let's say I want to make this weekly special and maybe make it today's date, which is January 22nd, 2021. Okay, and I'm going to put in my information here, just a quick little blurb. You'll notice that I have an English version and a Spanish version, and I'll show you the differences in just a second. Here in San Antonio, the two primary languages are English and Spanish, so that's why I chose these, but you can make them whatever you want. So right now I have this. I'm going to save. I'm going to come back to the home page and refresh, and now you'll see that this light box shows up. So I can get the information, I can close it out. I can also view all. If I were to click view all, it actually takes me to the updates page where I can see a list of all the different updates that have occurred. I go back up here. Alright, I'm going to show you now what happens if I put something in Spanish. So let's look real quick. This is what it looks like. Now if I do something in Spanish, I'll just do a little bit extra content to make it look different. Okay, if I come back and refresh the page, now I have an English and a Spanish. So if I click on Spanish, you'll see the other content that was inserted into the blog form. English, Spanish. So, just another way for you to be able to convey information to your users. This does actually use a call to action stack, which is another stack by Joe Workman. It's optional. I set it to only display once every, I think, few days. So every time someone loads the page, it doesn't just, bombard them with a pop-up. Okay, so that basically covers the majority of the admin area. Let's jump over into the actual project file. Okay, so this is the Caisson Weaver-based site project file. As you can see down on the left, all the different pages. You have home, and then about us, blog, so on and so forth. And then down here you have your admin section. Now the way I've structured this, it makes it easier for you as the developer to go through and omit pages that you don't need. So if you have a client who's a lawyer, they're probably not going to have a drinks menu or a portfolio per se. They'll have an about us, probably a contact page, a fact page, things like that, but you're not going to give them all the pages because it's just not needed. So if you don't need a page, you can just select the top page, the top level page, and right click and then delete. I'm not going to do that right now because I want to show you all the different pages. Another bit of structuring is if I were to twirl down the home page, you'll see that I have the admin home page. So if I go back to the admin area and I click on page content, home, this page is this page. So if I scroll down here, I have the different sections. So I have the home page banner. So if I click on it, here are my gallery images. Here's the Foundation 6 only image, the image subtext, so on and so forth. And you'll see the organization within the pages. I've used the pin stack to keep everything nicely organized. Close this up. Okay, so if I come back here, you see how there's this sub-page menu. And as I scroll, it shows you what section you're on. So I can just jump to whatever section I need to. That is all in each of the page sub-menus. Now, what's happening here is if I were to show this, see how you can't see the menu itself in here? And I understand that there's a pin stack, but even if I twirl it down, you can't see the actual menu that shows up here. The reason why is because these are partials. So if I were to open this up, see how it says drop area, drop area? Now if I were to hit the back button, now you can actually see the home page, or the submenu for the page. This is a partial as well, so if I were to double click it, and any changes I made in here would actually reflect on this one here. And the reason for that is because these are for mobile and large and medium menus. And I'll show you the differences actually right here. So if I scroll to the top, just so you can see, let's do the built-in preview. I'm going to refresh just to clear anything out. I'll go to the home page, and so here it is in mobile, and if I click on these three little dots, here is the page, sub-page menu. Just like if I were to go onto a bigger menu, hit refresh, here is the sub-page menu as well. So you have a horizontal for medium and large, and then you have a vertical for mobile. All right, let's get out of that. So when you're looking at this project file, you need to be sure to actually go in and click on the pins to see the structure and how everything is organized. Just makes navigating through the page a lot smoother. Okay. So like I said, each page has a home page. So if I were to go to, actually let's see the services because we saw that earlier. So here is the services page, right, with the blog list to show the blog list of services. Where are you? Here you are, services. Okay, so here's that page. And if I look at this page, I have the header link, which this header is the actual name of the page itself. So over here in the admin menu, if I were to click on services, down here, this services link title, I'll just say services title. Save that, and when I come back over here and refresh, now it says services title. So it's just a way to keep everything organized and coherent. I'm going to go ahead and change that back. Okay. Back to the project file. So here I have that services info. Remember that info, that bonus info area that you can allow people to put content into. And then here's the blog list. Okay. Then I have the services view page, which has the blog post page with all the different features and form elements that you could need. And then a admin services page. This is kind of the same thing up here with the home page. You have all the different CMS content fields that you would need to control that page. So on here I have that extra content, and like on the home page I have the settings. And then I have under this, so if there is a blog list or form associated with a page like services or portfolio, locations, FAQ, it'll have these extra two pages. You have the admin services, which is the blog list with the filters. And again, the filters are kind of like the sub-menus that I showed you a little bit ago. If you were to double click this and go in and see, you have a drop area here. Now watch what happens if I were to back out. See how now I have the filters partial? So if you see something and you don't know exactly where it is, you have to go exploring a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and close this pin up again, back. Alright. So this blog list is an actual blog list. I know that there is a blog list stack that will list out the blog list entries, but I wanted mine to be custom, and so I wanted to be able to, if I came over to the services list of blog list services, I can hover over the title and get that cool little effect. I can have an image in there, and I can control where I want the different categories, tags, labels, things like that. And so any one of those that you click on would take you to the blog form page, which is here. So every blog form page has a link back, the title of it, save button, and then add new, just for convenience. And then down here under the admin, I have the admin framework, so to say. So if you look at the dashboard, this area up here where the purple is, and then this area down here with the settings and the help button are all on this page right here. So this is the main shell of the admin page. If you look here, here's the main navigation, and then you have little elements like the date and time, the settings button. So if I were to click that, you can see the swatches and everything for that settings button, the support form, and then here's the Limelight buttons. So for this this admin portal to work, you need two very specific stacks that are free from Big White Duck. You need Limelight, and you need Sections Pro. Those are crucial because this area right here is the Sections Pro, and all of the pages that have admin in front of them get pulled into that Sections Pro by leveraging Limelight. And so if I were to show the Limelight stacks, you see them all here. You have the dashboard, home page, about us page, blog. This is the blog list, this is the blog form, on and on and on and on and on. So they're all here, and they all allow for these different pages over here to show up within the Sections Pro, within the admin, to give it a clean look. And I'll show you the main navigation here. So I have swatches, and I try to keep the swatches with their elements, so they're not all in one place, so you're having to bounce back and forth. So if you wanted to edit a few things, like right here, you can just add them within this swatches list. So if you wanted to add a couple things to the menu buttons for the admin page, it's all right here, and I try to label everything as best I can. All right, so that is pretty much it. There are a lot of other little features here and there, a lot of other things that you should really go through and take the time to explore, but all in all, everything is pretty much done for you. It's hooked up, ready to go. I have this legend here where if you were to preview it, it will show you color codes of the swatches, the SEO helper, basically all the different pin stacks that you see in here. Let me go up here and see site styles is this kind of an eggplant purple color. There you go. If I come up here to the the home page, and I look SEO, here's it's the same color as this. The footer, you scroll down, it's that. I try to make things as logical as possible with some other page structure and helpful tips throughout. So I hope y'all enjoy Caisson. It's been a lot of work getting it ready for deployment. Please, if you have any feature requests or find any issues, please use the form on the Weaver-Base website. I'll show you that now to submit any kind of bugs or issues. There we go. So if you were to come to here and just click on support and send me an email, I'll get on those and hopefully keep making the Caisson and other Weaver-based site projects the best that they can be. Well, thank you everybody for sticking with me. I hope y'all enjoy Caisson and any other Weaver-based site project files y'all get, and yeah, just go out there and make some cool stuff.